Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Firstly, I just wanted to say I'm sorry if the light keeps changing. The sun does not know what it wants to do today. It's quite nice at the moment. It's a little bit cloudy, the lighting's perfect, but in a minute it will be blaring sunshine. So I do apologise for the lighting changes. There's not much I can do. I'm trying to film whilst working at home with Harry and Scott. It's the weekend today because in the week I'm pretty much doing homeschooling a week. So yeah, I'm just using my weekends to film when I can. So yeah, the boys are downstairs and I have escaped to the bedroom to film some videos. So in today's video, I thought I would recommend some things that I have been watching lately, or things I've already watched that I have really enjoyed that I think you would like too during this period of isolation. We've all got quite a lot more time on our hands. We are staying in a bit more, even though I really only have time to watch TV in the evenings or at the weekends, because obviously during the day I am doing the homeschool stuff and we're going out walking and things like that. But yeah, we're in every evening now, so I definitely need recommendations of things to watch. So apart from these things, do let me know what you've been watching below as well, as I would love to know. I think it's really good to share these sorts of things whilst we are all at home getting bored. So I've got a mixture of platforms here because I know that not everybody has Netflix and not everybody has Sky. I have a couple of things that are on normal TV, and then a couple of things that are on Sky, and a couple of things that are on Netflix. So there's 6 programs altogether, and yeah, I'm gonna get on with the video. So the first program I wanted to recommend is something that's actually ongoing at the moment, but you can go back and watch series 1, and it's on BBC 2 and it's called Race Across the World. Me and Scott just randomly came across this when we were watching TV one day. It came up as like a Sky top pick, but like I said, it's on BBC 2, but you can watch it on BBC iPlayer as well. And we didn't realise we weren't watching a current series, we were watching series 1, and then lo and behold, series 2 just came out the week after we finished series 1, so that was really good. So basically the programme follows, I think it's like 5 couples, not necessarily couples as in like man and woman in love. There is like husbands and wife of like different ages. There's a brother and sister in one of the series. It could be a mum and a son, or a mum and a daughter, or 2 friends. You get the gist. 2 people, and they are racing each other to get across the world. So basically they have to start in series 1, they start in the UK and they have to get to Singapore without flying on an aeroplane, and it's really, really good. When I saw it advertised, I was a bit like, meh, that would just be easy watching, and it is easy watching, but I've actually got really, really into it, and you are rooting for certain people from the beginning. So they get given the price of a plane ticket, and I think it's around 30 to 50 days they have to get there, so it's quite a long time that they're away for. They also try and have a bit of a travelling experience, but it's also a race to who can get there first, and then I think the winners win £20,000, something like that, quite a big sum of money at the end, and it's so good. I loved series 1, I love series 2 even better. So series 2, it's ongoing at the moment, I think we're about halfway. They had to start in somewhere, Mexico was it? I think they started in Mexico and they've got to get all the way to the bottom of South America, something like that. Series 2 is a little bit harder because there's a lot less ways to travel. There's like dangerous places that you can't go to, and yeah, I'm going to stop rambling about the programme. You should watch it, especially at the moment, because none of us can go travelling, and it's really good to be able to see different places of the world without leaving the comfort of your sofa. So the next programme I wanted to recommend to you is called The Outsider, and it's on Sky Atlantic, or was on Sky Atlantic. It's actually now finished, so you should be able to go on there and download it all. It was so good. So it's a series by Stephen King, and straight away when I read it was a Stephen King series and watched the trailer, I was like, I don't know if this is going to be a little bit too scary for me, but it's not. I reassure you, it's just like a thriller. It's chilling and dark, and it's got some really weird stuff in it, but it's definitely not super scary, so don't worry about that if that's what you were thinking about it too. So it's about an investigation of the murder of a little boy, a very gruesome murder, and there's a lot of mystery surrounding this murder, and basically the guy that they arrest for it, they find out that they have evidence that he did the murder, he was at the murder, there was eyewitnesses and everything, but there's also evidence and video footage that he was somewhere completely different at exactly the same time. Mind was blown. Literally, as soon as I heard that bit of the story, which is pretty much straight away, I was hooked. I just feel like that's something I want to know exactly what's happening there. Like I said, it gets pretty weird, it gets quite dark, it's tense and thrilling, and I just really loved it. I thought it was really different. It reminded me a lot of True Detective, if you've ever watched any of those. Also a great recommendation, they are a really good series, in the sense that, I don't know, just the way it was filmed really reminded me of True Detective. I'm wondering if perhaps any of the team that worked on that have worked on The Outsider as well. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. So let me know if you watch it. Let me know if you watch any of these recommendations, because I'd love to know what you think of them as well. So the next series is a Netflix one, and it's called Lock and Key. Now, when I watched the, what's it called? The trailer for this one, I wasn't really sure. I wasn't that sold on it, but Scott got me to watch it. The reason I wasn't sure is I thought it was going to be a little bit childish. It almost came across as like a kids film or a very young teen film or program. It is fantasy, and I love fantasy stuff, but yeah, there was something about the trailer that was just making me think it seemed a little bit childish, and I wasn't sure if I was going to like it, but I really loved it. It was a lot more dark and chilling than I expected it to be. It's definitely not for children. Works for teenagers because it's got teenager characters in it, but there's a lot of dark stuff to it. So basically it's about a family that move under tragic circumstances, which I will not reveal, to a family home that they own called Key House, and the family father used to live there when he was younger. And basically in this house the kids in there find loads of magic keys that do different things, good and bad. Like I said, I feel like the way I'm describing it even makes it sound childish, but I feel like you have to watch it to understand it and enjoy it. If you don't like fantasy things, then you won't like it. It's not a real life thing at all. But if you do like fantasy and you want to escape a little bit, especially at the moment, then do give it a go. I thought it was really good. It's based on a book series as well. It was left on a great cliffhanger, so I'm really looking forward to season 2, hopefully. But yeah, it was good. Now the next one, I know so many people that have watched this, but I still feel like not enough people have watched it, especially men. So this is a Netflix series as well, and it's called Cheer. So this is a docu-series that follows a Navarro cheerleading squad in America. So it's in a very kind of, I believe it's like a small town in America that kind of is a bit like deadbeat, like not a lot happening, but they are one of the best cheerleading squads. And it follows them all the way to when they go to Nevada, which is their, I think it's called like their national cheerleading competition or whatever, and it follows their journey towards the competition. Now, I know what you're thinking, you're probably like, but that's just cheerleading, like if you're not into cheerleading, why would you watch that? It's not cheesy in the slightest. It will have you hooked. You will feel like you've become a cheerleading expert by like episode 3 or 4. You'll be like clapping them, tumbling, and by the last episode you will hold your breath. And the best thing about the series is that it goes into detail about the characters. So there's a few main characters in it that you will learn a lot more about, and a lot of them are from really troubled backgrounds, and you learn a lot about the coach and why she's the way she is. And yeah, I found myself really emotional through most of the series, especially the end. I cried my eyes out. And yeah, I just found it really gripping, really gritty. I know that it's made by the same people that made Last Chance U, which is very similar but about a football squad. I haven't actually watched that yet, that's next on my list. So let me know if you've watched that and which one you think was better. Next up is a very easy watching series, but also one I think that's really relevant at the moment. It's on BBC and it's called Best Home Cook, and it has judges on it. So it's got Mary Berry and then 2 other chef judges. I don't know what their names are, even though I watched the whole series. It's very Bake Off-esque, and I'm not just saying that because Mary Berry's on it. It just feels very homely and very Bake Off-like. It's got the comedy. So basically it's a cooking competition, much like the Bake Off, but they're just looking for Britain's best home cook. So it's all about like home meals, home cooked meals, easy meals. So bit like Bake Off, they do like their own dish, then they get given a random ingredient to make a dish from, and then there's like a cook-off at the end. And I just really liked it. I really like cooking programs anyway. I know they're not for everyone, but this was definitely one of the favourite cooking programs I've watched. I've also tried to go back and watch series 1, but I can't seem to find all of it. So let me know if you know a way to watch series 1, because I'd really like to go back and watch that, as I enjoyed series 2 so much. And the reason I think it's really relevant at the moment is because a lot of us are cooking so much more than ever at home, and I think it would just be really good to watch and get some new skills, or maybe pick up a few new recipe ideas. Now the last one I wanted to mention feels like a bit of a cheat really, because I haven't finished it. I've actually only watched 2 episodes, but I'm totally hooked already, and it's a new series on Netflix called Dare. And again, this is about cheerleading. It's not a docu-series though, it's like a, I don't know, what do you call it? It's just like a series, a normal series, but it just seems really dark. So it's about a cheerleading squad. It's about 2 particular girls. One of the girls is a very troubled teen. She seems very controlling of her best friend, and she's just a bit of a psycho, and there's a lot going on in her life. And they get a new cheerleading squad captain, and she takes over, and she's got a story as well, and her husband has a story, and it's all about like each character and what's going on in their lives, and it's just becoming quite mysterious. It kind of reminds me of, there was a film that I used to watch when I was younger. What was it called? 15 or 13? It was called 15 or 13, and it was about 2 girls, and they were like crazy teenagers, and they got really drunk, and I think one of them died at the end. I don't know, it was really weird and dark. It really reminds me of that, and I feel like something big is going to happen. I feel like there's going to be some kind of like murder soon, and it's going to be like a whodunit situation, and the best friend is just going to be a complete maniac. But yeah, I wanted to recommend it because I was hooked from the minute I started it, and I can't wait to watch it again later actually. So those are all 6 programs I wanted to recommend to you. Let me know if you've watched any of them. Let me know what you're watching. As I said, I would love some recommendations to add to my list, and I will see you next time. Bye.